Hello everyone, what's up and welcome back to another video. Today I am going to discuss all the books that I read in December. It was quite an exciting month and it was really enjoyable, but yeah, it has now come to an end. In total, I read 8 books in December and I think I enjoyed 4 a lot more than I enjoyed the other 4. Please just remember to like and subscribe and comment down below how many books you read in December. And yeah, let's just get this video started. So the first category of books that I read were Christmas murder mysteries, and the first one I read was Verity Bright's Murder on the Cornish Cliff. Now this follows Lady Eleanor Swift in her 16th book. That sounds weird. She didn't write it herself, Verity Bright wrote it. But it is the 16th book in the series, and we follow Lady Eleanor Swift as she receives a rather strange message from one of her late uncle's best friends. And the message just reads that he suspects that the gardener is trying to poison him. Determined to find out what is happening, just before Christmas, Lady Eleanor and her butler Clifford, along with her bulldog Gladstone and their ginger cat Tompkins, go to Cornwall to figure out what Mr. Cunliffe is talking about, and when they get there, they find a body. And they may have been too late. I feel like that's all you need to know. I don't want to delve any further into that. If you want, you can go read the blurb on Goodreads, but I feel like that is just enough for you to know what you're getting yourself into for this book. As every Lady Eleanor Swift book, I really enjoyed it. The pace was just good enough to keep you on your toes, and it was rather enjoyable to read. Lady Eleanor and her butler Clifford are always getting up to shenanigans that are hilarious and fun at the same time. And with her companions Gladstone and Tompkins, it just makes things a lot less serious, can I say. This is a very cozy murder mystery series, and if you're looking for something light, but something that still grips you and something that still has like that whodunit, I would suggest picking this book up. And I gave this book a 5 stars. Then the next book I read was Murder at the Christmas Carols by Izzy Harper, and we follow Ellie Blix. She wants to have a normal Christmas. Actually, she just wants to survive until the new year. It's been going crazy. Her daughter's sick. Her meddling mother-in-law's also staying with them, much to her dismay. So she's just trying to get to the new year without anything happening. And while on the 21st, just a few days before Christmas, she's singing carols with a group of other people in town. One of the townspeople, who is an ex-friend, now turned rival, drops dead behind her. That sounds so mean. But anyway. And to make matters worse is that Ellie and this woman, whose name is Andrea, had like a spat a few days before she died. After investigations, they revealed that Andrea was murdered, and Ellie decides she is going to find out who did it. There's a series of events that unfold that make her drag in her daughter as well as her mother to try and figure out who did it. And they are trying to figure out the murder before another person is killed. Now, first of all, I have to say, although this book was enjoyable, it did take me a while to get to it. It was a lot of setting up, and I just wanted to get into the why. Like, I don't care about the setup, I don't care about the characters, I just wanted to know what was happening, why it was happening, and what was the issue behind it. But after I think the 25% mark, I couldn't put this book down. I flew through it because I needed to know what was happening. I had many theories, like really a lot. I was sitting thinking, writing things down, thinking this person could have done it and this was why they did it, and the ending was just I did not expect the guilty party to be who they were. And all I'm saying is, if you want to read this book, just know that the guilty party has something really wrong with their head. I don't know what their thought process was to do all this, but okay, I do know, but I mean, like, it's weird. I don't know. That's the only way I can describe it. I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars because it was rather enjoyable. There were some spelling errors and stuff, but I quickly skimmed through it because that was not the point of the story. The last Christmas murder mystery I read was Murder on the Christmas Express by Alexandra Benedict. And first of all, I would like to say this is perfect for the people who like Murder on the Orient Express, the movie. I don't know about the book. I haven't read the book yet. In the early hours of Christmas Eve, a sleeper with 18 passengers derails and they have nowhere else to go. Then a killer starts picking off passengers, and it is up to a former Met detective to solve the crime before the police arrive. I think that's all you need to know. The prologue gripped me. When I listened to the prologue, because I listened to this on audiobook, it was just like, oh, Now I'm intrigued. And every single thing that you read about after, you always link to the prologue and you're like, something's not making sense. Like there's so much going on. And it was really intriguing to listen to this. And I just enjoyed this book so much. It was fast-paced, it was gripping. It was just that amount of murder mystery that I needed to sate my, can I say, murder mystery need, if that even makes sense. Then the next 3 books I focused on was merely Christmas romances. I was in a Hallmark movie mode and I just wanted those good feel Christmas romances, you know, that just bring that ooey gooey feel. And so the first book I picked up was All I Want for Christmas by Maggie Knox. And the characters we follow are Sadie and Max. Sadie is a no one who is a participant on Star Maker. It's like an singing contest, and she wants to become the next big thing in Nashville. She wants to become the biggest country singer, and she has the ability to do that, but she just doesn't have the connection. And then we get Max Brody, who is kind of like Nashville's sweetheart because his father is rather big in country music and he also wants to make it big, but he doesn't want to sell his soul like his father did to the producers. He wants to do it through his own hard work. Max is also a contestant. There we go, not a participant, a contestant on Star Maker. And he has a deal with the producers that he has to stay on the show until the end. So things happen and Sadie and Max are paired together in like a couples duet thing. And the internet is going crazy and they want them to continue the Star Maker duo until the end. And the only way they can do that perfectly is to start fake dating. Now, although this sounds like a very, oh, that's so cute, they're fake dating until lovers trope. No, no. This book spans over 3 Christmases. Why? Who knows? Anyway, so the first Christmas is where Sadie and Max fake date, and then a miscommunication happens. The next Christmas is miscommunication. The last Christmas is happy ending. I don't know. If I spoiled that for you, I'm sorry, but I really, really dislike this book. The amount of times miscommunication popped up in this, and I don't know. They couldn't speak to one another. Sadie would tell the whole world about her problems. Every single person, you know, she would go spew her problems to, except for Max. I don't know. It was, and the fact that you can see the timeline difference between the writing. What I mean is you can see 2 people wrote this book and it was so annoying. I don't know. This was a miscommunication trope on steroids. It wasn't even the fake dating. And I gave it a 3 stars, which I feel is quite lenient. I don't like giving lower stars, but I don't know. This was such a boring book. By the 60% mark, I just skimmed through every chapter because I didn't care. So, yeah, if you love miscommunication trope, do pick it up. If you don't, I suggest skipping this one. Then the next book I read was A Winter in Wonderland by Isla Gordon. And in this book, we follow Myla, who is the UK's biggest Grinch city. She hates Christmas for myriad of reasons, and she refuses to do a job if it asks her to do like a Christmassy theme thing. So that means that she never works until the festive season. And then one day she decides she's had enough, and I think she's like 2 weeks in this job and she quits because they asked her to plan their year-end function, but it's highly Christmas themed, and she's like, no. So she goes to her employment agency, and the agency is like, look, it's not work. You are one of our biggest liabilities and we're going to have to let you go. Down on her luck, she asks her sister to help her, and her sister's like, okay, I'll make a bet with you. If you lose this bet, you will have to go work in Lapland, like the biggest Christmassy place there. And Myla, being desperate, takes this bet and loses, obviously. And we head towards Lapland. It's a very intriguing book. It's a reverse Grumpy Sunshine where she's mostly the grump and he's the sunshine. But this book doesn't mainly focus on the romance. You do see that there are hints of romances, but the book mainly focuses on a person falling in love with life and falling in love with the fact that it doesn't always have to be sunshine and rainbows over Christmas, but don't bring anyone else down while you don't like Christmas kind of thing. I don't even know if that makes sense, but yeah. This book was just all around a good time. I did struggle in the first bit to read this because I was in a very big Christmas mood and Myla was just the whole time like Christmas sucks, and this sucks, and because of myriad of reasons, this sucks. But after we got to Lapland, I really started enjoying this. The banter between her and the love interest was just hilarious as hell. Her roommate in Lapland is also just, she's so sweet. I love her. And I want a book about her alone, that's all. And I think I gave this book a 4.5 out of 5 stars. No, a 4. Okay. 4 stars. And the last book, no, not the last book, but the last Christmas romance I read was Rake the Halls by Tessa Bailey. In this book, we follow Melody Gallard as well as Beat Dawkins as they team up to get their estranged mothers to play at a Christmas Eve event. But the plan for their mothers to agree is messier than normal because they had a fallout and things happened. So the two dislike each other completely. Like, don't mention the other's name in front of the other person. It's just a whole mess. Tessa Bailey did it again. She didn't disappoint me. She pulled me in from the first chapter and I just couldn't stop listening to this book. I really enjoyed it. There was enough banter. There was enough funny moments that I cackled most of the time. There's this point in the book where Melody's mother, she throws a bongo at one of her neighbors. She has a falling out with the neighbors constantly. And she throws a bongo on this into this man's head and it just bonks off his forehead. And I don't know, that imagery was just funny to me and I laughed. And I like that kind of humor it brings to a story, so that was really fun to read about. And yeah, it was overall just an enjoyable read. There is some miscommunication in this, but it's not as heavy as it is usually in like a romance book. There were some cringy moments as well when Beat had a proposal idea in his mind and I was just going, no, don't. If you know the proposal situation, you would know, but I was just like, oh my soul, please don't do this. And then things escalated from there. But at least we had our happy ending. So I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars. Then I read One Christmas Romantasy. I was trying to focus on fantasy, but this ended up being a romantasy. But you know, I'm not complaining. And for this prompt, can you say, I read A Court of Sugar and Spice by Rebecca F. Kenny. And I just want to point out, in my vlog, I said Rebecca F. Kennedy because, I don't know, Rebecca F. Kenny sounds, it doesn't flow well on my tongue. Anyway, so we get two sisters, Clara and Louisa, and they have to stay with their godfather Drosselmeyer and get married before they can get their inheritance from their late father. And Louisa and Clara are very inquisitive people, so they start investigating Drosselmeyer's house, can you say? And they stumble upon a nutcracker. And one evening, an incident occurred and Louisa brings to life this nutcracker and she realized that he's actually a fae, and he claims that Drosselmeyer captured him and he is trying to get back to the Fae realm before the Rat King destroys his kingdom. And you just follow Clara and Louisa and the Nutcracker through Fairy, which is the fairy or the Fae realm, and how they are trying to save Fairy from the Rat King. And it was very enjoyable. I really did like the story. Can I just say, I saw it, the top said it's a Nutcracker retelling. I didn't see it was a spicy retelling. It's spicy, okay? So it was really random for me to see a lot of these spicy scenes and I was just like, oh, okay. But it was enjoyable to read. I love this book, really. It was one of those romantasies where it's nothing really complicated. The Fae realm's not complicated. Everything is easy to follow and it was just an enjoyable read. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I think I want to bump it up to 4.5. It's not completely a 5-star book. You know, you get that feeling when you read a 5-star book, you know it's a 5-star. This was more of a, it's getting there. It just needed some. This book is a trilogy, but I'm content at leaving it at book 1 for now. Maybe I'll dive into the books later. But for now, yeah, I'm happy with what I read. And then the last book that I read, which was also my favorite of the month, was Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. So in this book, we follow Alex Galaxy Stern, and she is the sole survivor of a rather gruesome murder that happened. But she's given a second chance. The only catch is she has to become a student at Yale with an asterisk next to it because she also needs to do something else. And along with her very strange benefactors, Alex is supposed to monitor, can you say, the societies at Yale, like the secret societies. And things happen while they're at these secret societies and while they monitor these secret societies, which just further brings a mystery element to the story that was just so out of the blue. And yeah, I really enjoyed this book. I can't wait for the second book. What I can say is this book is dark academia / murder mystery / paranormal. Quite a refreshing read from what I usually read. I really don't know how to describe this book other than it was great. It's a masterpiece in my eyes. All I can also say is that cliffhanger ending, I need to know now what happens, and I need to know soon if it's not now. But anyway, those are the books that I read for December. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to like and subscribe, comment down below if you read any of these books or if you're interested in any of these books, and I'll see you guys in a video on Monday. Bye.